Let's give a little bit of TLC to our eyes, our hands and our feet. So we're going to begin with the eyes. The eyes get very tired and we can release some of the build-up of stress around the eyes by simply pressing on the pressure point ends, the nadis, and you can find these around the eye socket. So it might take a while to find them, but give it a go, and you'll find that these exercises really help refresh the eyes. If you take your index fingers and take them to the very top of the nose and just about where the eyebrows start, and just see if you can feel the bone of the eye socket there and like a little flat plate on that bone. And then just press into the flatness of the bone, just for a couple of seconds, or maybe about 5 seconds, gentle pressure, and then release and just brush along the eyebrow line, and then move upwards. And now you'll find the next point, it's literally just underneath the fattest bit of the eyebrow, and as it leads into the thinner part. And then press again. You'll find tiny little flat bits on the eye socket bones all the way around, and you can just press on them and then brush away. So just move the fingers along. Take your time to find them. And then a little bit of pressure, and you're just releasing any build-up of toxins or sourness at those endings. Moving along, find the outer edge of the eyebrow, and just underneath the bone there'll be like a flat plateau of the bone, if you like. And then right at the ends, so if you can almost close the eyes and visualize your front of the skull, the face of the skeleton, and then coming down to underneath. So it's now just starting at the top of the cheekbone, or just above the top of the cheekbone. So we're in the base of the socket of the eye, just right at the edge, and you can feel your cheekbone is here. Just take the fingers in and find the little plateau, the flatness of the bone. A few seconds of gentle pressure, and then just brush inwards and follow along the eye socket bone. And then coming in, moving both fingers, index fingers in towards the upper nose now. Still finding the little pressure points in the eye socket. And then the last one's coming into pretty much where we started, but it'll be just underneath. And then you might like to just gently now draw the index finger around the whole eye socket. Nice circular movements, tracing the contour of the sockets of the eyes. And gently release. We're now going to bring the hands and rub them together. So you're building a nice amount of natural heat. You'll feel the heels of your hands, the palms of your hands heat up. Keep it going. And then once they're nice and hot, you're going to cup the palms and the heels of the hands into the eyes. So drawing, resting the heel of the hand at the upper cheek and cupping. And draw that heat into the eyes. We'll do that once again. Nice amount of heat being built up there. The friction between the flesh and the palms of the hands. Nice and hot. And then cup around the eyes and really draw that heat in. Gently release. And now with the eyes, the eye exercises, you can actually move the eyeball quite fully. So we're going to take the eyeballs to make circular movements, up, down, sideways. So when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in, rise up through the trunk of your body, whichever comfortable seated position you are in, and take the eyes right up, and then back to centre, and then right over to the right. So you've not moved your head at all, you're just moving the eyeballs to centre, to the left, to centre, and then down, looking right down, so it's almost as if you're looking into the flesh of your cheeks, and then centre. And now see if you can see circular movements with the eyes. It might feel quite strange, but first one way and then the other. And then softly flutter the eyelashes and release. The fingers, the hands, a few days back, it might have been a couple of weeks back now in the videos, we went through lots of hand exercises. Today we're just going to give the stretching of the fingers. So if you take the left hand and bring the web of the thumb to the web of the thumb on the right hand, and then just gently draw all the way along the index finger. Give it a nice stretch. Move along to the middle finger, and then the ring finger. A nice stretch, and really feeling the bones of the fingers, the phalanges, and then the little finger. And then a quick flick of the fingertips and go to the other side. So both web of thumbs connecting, and then it's a gentle stretch and pull through the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the little finger. Quick little flick, and then we're going to fold the thumbs across the palms of our hands, roll the fingers in, make fists, and really clench them tight as you can. Rise up through your torso, create space, really clenching those hands, fists, and then very slowly start to release the pressure, release the grip, and allow the fingers to unfold, opening out, and then really stretching wide with the fingers and lengthening through the arms. Stretch fully. And then release. One last flick off the fingers as if you're trying to flick off water droplets from the tips of the fingers. And then release. Placing the hands comfortably. So whichever position you are sitting in, if you can now bring yourself into a cross-legged position, we're going to connect the left fingers between the right toes. See if you can do that. It might take a while, especially if you've got a lot of stress or tension in the toes. Remember, it's all about the breathing out and really allowing the toes to soften. Take the mind into the feet. Send a simple message telling them to let go of that stress, that tension. You're then going to do the same with the other side. So your left fingers, your right fingers are going to go in between your left toes. See if you can get the fingers right into the webbing of the toes. So really up close. And it will take time because we use the feet so much and we hardly ever give them TLC. So it's nice to get to grips with the toes. And once you have, then just give them small little movements backwards and forwards. So you're actually mobilising the toes. So it's just a gentle little forward and backward. Nice gripping of the toes there. So now having that nice grip, that connection with the toes, let's breathe in, rise up, lift, create space. Rise the hips away from the femur bones, and then we're going to hinge forward. So allow the elbows to bend out to the sides. Think of drawing up from the base of your spine. Think of lifting the skin on the bottom of the back. Really stretching and lifting up to create that space so that you can hinge forward. Get yourself to a point that's good for you, that still has comfort, keeping the buttocks both connecting with the mat. And then start to release the back of the neck and the head. Breathe. So keep drawing your weight down into your sit bones so that they remain connected with the mat whilst you rise up through the torso and then surrender it. And then pulling the tummy in, keeping the strength for the spine. Bring yourself back to a central position. So you might want to release now and recross the legs in the opposite direction. And then reconnect the fingers into the toes. Sometimes using maybe a little bit of oil or foot cream here can help. And now we're going to be rocking ourselves backwards and forwards so that we're giving a massage to the spine. It's a really great wake up for the day ahead, if indeed you are practicing this in the morning. So you want to make yourself quite rounded, like a little ball. So you're going to be breathing in to roll back, breathing out to roll forwards. Keeping the connection of your hands with your feet. Keep the pelvis tilted, keep the shoulders rounded. Keep the belly button drawing to the base of the spine. The teeth unclenched, the face soft. Keep going. And then gently release. So practicing the rock and the roll with the connection with the feet, it really helps to up levels of energy. So if you're practicing this in the morning, it's a great one, it's a great addition. It will give you a good zest and a good new vitality for the day ahead. We're going to practice a very simple technique, one which brings many benefits with it. We are simply going to have our legs up the wall, and what this position does is it drains the legs of blood. And when you think about the amount of time you spend either on your feet or in a vertical position, even horizontal, you never spend much time with the legs inverted, i.e. upside down almost. And because the feet, the toes, are one of the furthest parts of the body away from the heart, and it's the heart that's pumping the blood, the oxygen-rich blood all around you. So it's quite difficult for the blood that's circulating in your feet to travel all the way back up to your heart and get that renewed oxygen boost. So this position, it does exactly that. It drains your legs of all the old stale blood and byproducts, and then when you next stand up, you get this beautiful boost of oxygen-rich blood. Now, when you are in the position up the wall, one of the main things to be thinking about is the breath. Taking deep breaths into the lungs, increasing the lung capacity, drawing in greater volumes of oxygen. You'll notice when your feet have been up the wall for quite a while that the temperature may drop. They may feel a little cooler, and this is fine. This is just the blood draining away. So let's give it a go. What you want to do is get yourself very close to a wall. You want to move to that wall and then get the base of your spine and your buttocks as close as possible. So it's almost like you would lay down against the wall. And then simply take the legs up the wall. Have your heels connected with the wall and really try and get the base, your sitting bones against the wall. That's why when you first move into it, it's good to get really close, lay on your side and swing the legs up. So adjust and adapt yourself to the position. You take your left hand and place it on your belly. You take your right hand and place it at the heart, on the chest. Just gently draw your chin down towards your chest so that you are resting on the back of the skull. Unclench your teeth. Soften the skin on your face. And watch the breath now. Really become observant, allowing the breath to lengthen and deepen. Such a simple technique, but brings with it many benefits. The biggest one of all is that when you do next stand up, you are going to have a fresh supply of blood going into your feet. It's almost akin to when you have an oil change in your car. You get rid of all the old and put in new. So this is excellent if you are someone who is on your feet for most of the day. If you have varicose veins, this can help relieve pressure. If you have any knee injuries or foot injuries or leg injuries in general, it is the oxygen that is going to repair, regenerate and revitalize. You can draw the toes down towards the trunk of the body so that you bring an extra stretch throughout the legs, and then you can release them. You can alternate, maybe doing some point and flex. If you're able to have this position for a while, you can widen legs, and this will give a beautiful stretch to the inner thighs, and you can open and close so that you then are exercising the inner and outer thighs, the adductors and abductors. You could take them to the widest position and then do tiny little pulses, so that really starts working those inner thigh muscles. Staying tuned in to the breath. So there's many variations of exercises you can do with your legs up the wall. Once again, just having a check that the face, the skin, soft and relaxed, the teeth slightly parted. You can peel the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Allow it to gently float in the center of the mouth. You should be feeling a nice cooling temperature in the legs now and in the feet. And you can hold this position for as long as you feel good and comfortable, maybe 15, 20 minutes. And then when it's time to come out, you want to slowly just allow those legs to lower down so that you rest onto your side. And then you can bring yourself round and up. And when you next stand up, rich, fresh, oxygenated blood is going to travel down through the legs, into the feet and the toes, and you will feel truly revitalised. So bring the hands together at the heart. Give yourself thanks for your practice, for the new technique you have learned, and do incorporate it into your weekly life. 10 minutes every other day or 2 or 3 times a week. Just bringing it into your patient practice will have benefits. Remember, yoga is good for you.